Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video. So today I'd like to show you some of the more intermediate features available with Awesome Miner. Be sure to look down in the description below for the table of contents if you want to jump around. Let's get started. So I'd like to start with profit switching, and specifically creating your own custom pool groups so that you can tell Awesome Miner exactly which coins you want to mine and still profit switch them. Now, this really only applies for mining Pool Hub because they have the auto exchange feature built in. So let me show you that real quick. If you come over here to mining Pool Hub, you'll see there's a ton of pools here. I mean, there's over 20 of them here, and a lot of really good algorithm coins for both AMD or NVIDIA. And the other thing is they have the auto exchange built in so that whatever you mine here can be auto exchanged for any coin. So I got it set to Bitcoin, but you can set it to Ethereum. Let's suppose you want some Monero, you set it to that. And it will pretty much do all of the work of exchanging and stuff for you automatically behind the scenes. You don't have to do anything except enable it. As for Awesome Miner, this will mine any old coin unless you tell it otherwise. So what I have found is that if I specify the coins that I know are really good in terms of my hash rate and stuff, it's more profitable for me. So what you can do to set that up for yourself is very simple. Just go to Options, go to Pools, and create a new pool for each coin that you want to mine that you know is good on your graphics card. So you can see here all this list. I've got all these mining Pool Hub coins. There's Bitcoin Gold, I've got Digibyte Skyne in there, Ethereum Classic. Here's some regular Ethereum. Oh, this is a dual mining setup here. You know, so I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can mine and they're decent. Not Litecoin, but Mona, Vertcoin, you know, so there's that kind of stuff. Now, once you've got all these set up, it's pretty basic, right? You just go over here to pool groups and click add and start up a new pool group. So I've got one right here called Mining Pool Hub Custom. I click on edit to see it, and here we go. I've got this checked off. So we've got Bitcoin Gold, Digibyte Skyne, Ethereum, Feathercoin, Gruselcoin, Music Coin, Vertcoin. Here's some Monero. I forget what coin this one is. This is Myriad, I think. And then we've got all the Z coins. So there's Zcoin, Z Classic, Zcash, Zencash. I mean, so you can set it up and pick exactly which coins you want. Click on OK. And then if you go over here to profit switching, turn off all the rest of this stuff. And then where it says custom pools, click the down arrow, go to the bottom, and choose your pool group right here where it says Mining Pool Hub. So there we go. Now I click on OK and start, and it will only mine the most profitable coin from that list. And there you go. It chose Digibyte Skyne, and you can see Digibyte's doing pretty well right now. I got almost 250 a day at 413 mega hash per second. One last thing you may want to consider in options profit switching is setting your switching interval and your profit switching threshold. I have mine set to 10 minutes and 15%. So every 10 minutes, it'll check if there's another coin that's worth 15% more. If there is one, then it'll switch to that coin. So pretty basic. You can play around with whatever makes the most amount of sense for you. The goal here is to set it so that it's not constantly switching, because if it keeps switching too often, then you have more downtime than you are actually mining something. I would much rather stick with one coin for a longer period of time than have the thing constantly switch. Another nice feature here is you can add user-defined coin profiles, and that's very helpful because if there's a brand new coin that's not yet on CoinMarketCap or not yet on the list here in Awesome Miner, you're able to add a profile for it so that it can calculate the profits per day, which is a very useful tool. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this depending on whether or not the coin is on whattomine.com. So let's assume it's not yet on What to Mine and we're ready to add a new coin. You would go to Options and then Coins and Profit. And in the middle of the page here, it says User Defined Coins. And basically all we need to do is click on Add and then we can type in a new coin. So the coin that I'm going to add is called Proton, and the short name is Proton. And the algorithm is X16R. All right, and then there's 3 bits of information we need: difficulty, block reward, and value in Bitcoin. So first of all, for difficulty, we're going to need to go to the main web page. And generally, most sites will have an explorer. So what you would do generally is you could Google it, or what I like to do is just type in explorer dot, put that right in front of the address here and see if I can get to their explorer page. And turns out that yes, they do have one. And basically the number we want is the difficulty right there. So we'll just select that, copy, and paste it right here. So there's our difficulty setting. As for the block reward, we want to go back to the main website and scroll down. You can also check their white paper, but basically we're looking for how many coins are going to be rewarded for miners. Now, we're in an era where there's a lot of masternode coins now, so you have to be careful with your math, because right here it says that they're rewarding 50 proton per block, but 85% of those go to the masternodes and only 15% go to miners. So we'd have to figure out what 15% of 50 was, which is 7.5 coins. So that's the number we have to put in right here for the block reward, 7.5. All right, and then the last part here is the value in Bitcoin. There's a couple of different ways you can get that. You could go with the value that's on their Explorer page, but I always find that that particular value is a little bit inflated. And if you go to the actual exchanges where the coin is being traded, you have a better idea of what it's really going for. So here's Crypto Bridge, and you can see the coins at 502 Satoshis, all right, which is right up at the top here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in as my price. Oops, there we go. So that's all the information we need right now. We can click on OK. And you can see our new coin has been added. Let's suppose we're working with a coin that's a little bit more established and they actually appear on whattomine.com. Here's an example, Bitcore. Now, Bitcore has its own calculator page here on whattomine.com, which means that it has all of this up-to-date information about the price and the block reward and the difficulty, all there at our disposal via a JavaScript file. So we can actually use this information in Awesome Miner. All we have to do is go over here to Statistics, and then right here at the top where it says what to mine, you put a little dot there, and it says additional JSON URLs. What we can do is add. You can see I got a bunch in here already. We can just add a new one, put one on each line. We want to select up here this entire address up to the end of that number, that first number. See how it says whattomine.com/coin/202? That's what we need. So we're going to right click, copy, and then just right click, paste. It already puts the HTTP in there for you. Don't worry about that. And then at the end of the line, we're just going to put a .json. And what that's doing is telling Awesome Miner to look at this file for some coin stats. So that is another way that you can add a coin. And it's even better because this will be live. And it's going to be updated live rather than once a day. Because if you look at Coins and Profit here, this is a static number. You'll have to come back and revisit this. Maybe every day, once a day, twice a day, it depends, on the volatility. Whatever you set here is what it's going to stay until you change it. So keep that in mind for whatever coins you're mining. Now that we've added a few coin profiles, let's start mining a coin that doesn't yet have a profile attached to it. In this case, I have my miner set up to mine Bitcore. So I'll click on Start. If we look over here at Awesome Miner, you can see the hash rate, but there's no profit per day because we're just using unspecified time travel 10. Well, All we have to do to get it to use that nice what to mine profile is right click the miner, go to define pool coin, and then just select Bitcore X underneath time travel 10. Click on OK. And now we have an accurate reading of whatever our daily profit will be mining this coin. Awesome Miner comes with a ton of great mining engines, but some of them don't give you the best hash rate for certain algorithms. In that case, you may want to use a custom variant of a mining engine like CC Miner or SG Miner that is optimized for a given algorithm. This is especially the case for coins like LuxCoin that use the Phi 1612 algorithm. So I thought I would use that as an example to show you how you can add a mining engine into Awesome Miner and set it up as the exclusive version for all Phi 1612 coins. Before I get started, you can follow these same steps for pretty much any mining engine you want. You may just want to consider whether or not you need to add certain command line options to get the miner running optimally. That being said, I'm over here on the developers page for Phi 1612 algorithm, and he has a version of CC Miner, which is going to work for my NVIDIA graphics card. So what I'm going to do is download this zip file here by clicking on it. And then I'm going to change my address up here by typing in %local app data %/ and then go down to Awesome Miner. And this will show me the contents of my Awesome Miner folder. And that's fine. All I need to do is click on Save. Once I've finished downloading the file, I can go into this same folder here and find the zip file right there, right click it and go to Extract All. After I'm done extracting the file, you'll see the folder here, and I can go inside there and find ccminer.exe. So the file is exactly where it needs to be. I can close this and move back over to Awesome Miner. Now, in Awesome Miner, we would go to Options, and we'll need to go over here to Algorithms, and we'll want to verify that Phi has a check mark here. This needs to be enabled. Okay. If that's there, then we're in good shape. If it's not there, then click on Add and rename it to PHI. All right. You shouldn't have that problem right now, but just in case. Now we're going to go up here to Manage Software, and you'll see that at the top, these are all predefined mining software engines. So this is everything that Awesome Miner knows how to run. And at the bottom here, we have user-defined mining software. And I've already added my ccminer-phi, okay, so that's there already. All you have to do is click on Add, all right? And if you click on Add, this is the screen that you'll see. So you go up here to Description, Add, a nice name for the mining engine. So I just called mine ccminer-phi. You can set your compatibility mode to full. And then for compatible software, you're gonna set it to CC Miner. And of course, you want to make sure that if you're downloading SG Miner, then you set it to SG Miner. If you're downloading some other version, you want to make sure that you set it to whatever version is compatible with that. A lot of these mining engines are clones of one another. So Awesome Miner already knows how to run all of them and plug in all the right information. You just have to tell it which one it is. That's what this compatible software tab is all about, okay? So it's going to use the command set from CC Miner to run this one that we're configuring right now. As we scroll down here in the algorithms, you'll see that right there is one for Phi. You want to make sure that this is enabled. If it's not, make sure you put a check mark there and enable it. It should have the default command line argument right here, which is PHI. If it does not, then go ahead and add that over here on the user-defined command line argument, PHI. All right. The only time you need to put it here is if it does not show up there. Okay. Once that's all set, then click on OK. Now that we've added this new CC Miner Phi, what we have to do is make sure that the old CC Miner's Phi is disabled. So at the top here, where it says CC Miner 225, I'm going to highlight that, click on edit, and then just scroll down. You see where it says Fi here? See how I have that disabled? All you do is click the little square there, okay? And make sure that is disabled. Now it will bypass this version of CC Miner and run this one down here. But we have to tell it what to run. So to do that, we'll click on Profit Profiles. Make sure you highlight the correct profit profile, click on Edit, and then find your new miner right here. It may be all the way at the bottom, wherever it is. Find it, put a check mark here so that you enable it, and then click on Configure. And this is where you have to set the path to the executable file. To do that, just click on Browse, click on Local, OK. It should put you in the Awesome Miner folder. If it doesn't, then what you can do up at the top here is just type in %local app data %/ and then find the Awesome Miner folder. From there, you want to find the CC Miner 5 folder that you extracted and find that actual file for ccminer.exe. Highlight that, click on Open, and you're good to go. Now, if there are any additional command line options that you want to add here, and you may have to do that for different versions of software, you can add those command lines right here. And then when you're finished, click on OK and OK. All that's left to do now is, of course, add your pool for Luxcoin or whichever Phi 1612 coin you'd like to mine and set it to the default. And then we can click Start. And as you can see here at the top, we have the correct path and the right executable file. One last feature I'd like to talk about are for those people who have maybe 2 graphics cards in their machine and they want to mine one coin using the first graphics card and another coin using the second graphics card. Well, that is possible with Awesome Miner, but it does take a little bit of configuration to get it set up and running. The nice thing about the free version of Awesome Miner is that it allows you to configure 2 miners here. So I have this set up right now for GPU and CPU mining. And if you're curious about how to set this up yourself, I did a video, so you can click that link up there and get up and running. As for the rest of the people who actually do have 2 graphics cards, the only time this gets a little hairy is when you're trying to do profit switching. And let me give you a case in point. If I go to Options, Profit Switching, basically what you see here applies to all the profit miners. So let's suppose you have an NVIDIA card and an AMD card. Well, there are going to be times when the NVIDIA card is doing great at a certain algorithm, but AMD is not doing so great, and maybe vice versa. So they're never going to be like perfectly in sync with one another because they're just different cards. Or let's suppose you have a much newer card and a card that's a few years old. Same problem, right? So how do you get around that? Well, one suggestion is set up one card to be your profit miner. So use the profit switching method and let it run. The other option then would be to make this one down here a managed miner so you can specify what coin to mine. I'm going to show you how to set up both to mine individual coins, all right? If you want to do profit switching, that's up to you. It's easy to set it up. If you want to set up individual coins that mine independently of one another, then let's get down and dirty. So for this top miner here, you're going to want this to be a managed miner, right? If you don't know how to do that, I mean, guys, this is an intermediate video. I shouldn't have to go through this, but you click the new miner button, click on next, click on managed miner, next, set it up. Okay, simple. Now, this is a managed miner. If I right click this, go to properties, I can name it, choose my host, set my algorithm, pick the software, and set the path. All stuff that's required and necessary for this. And then of course, pick the pool. I'm mining Lux right here. And then you're going to want to set your profit profile. So this is my NVIDIA graphics card. I'll set that there. But nowhere here do we have an option to choose which graphics card. Who knows? Maybe sometime in the future, Awesome Miner can provide that as an option. Just putting it out there. Now, how then can we actually specify which graphics card? Well, it's really relying on the mining software that you're using. So in our case, I have CC Miner selected here. So I need to pass through a certain command to CC Miner to tell it which graphics card to use. By doing that, it will only use the graphics card that I specify and basically leave the other one alone. So to do that, we just click on where it says command line here. And then up in the top where it says parameters to mining software, I'll need to add some commands here. So what commands do I add? Well, this is the GitHub page for CC Miner that has all of the commands on it. So you have to do a little bit more research. This is an intermediate video. And you find the command that you need. And in our case, it's -d. And what you do is you put in -d space and the number of the device that you want to use. Okay, Goose, how do I know what device number I have? Pretty simple. Right click your start button, go to device manager, go to display adapters, highlight your display adapter, right click properties, and hey, check it out. This is device 0. And depending on what you have in here, you can right click each one of them and figure out what device number it is. So pretty straightforward there. So now that we know our device is 0, I can put -d space 0. And this miner will only mine using my NVIDIA GTX 1080. Okay, so what would we do with the other one then? All right, good question. Right click, go to properties, same kind of setup here. And let's suppose this is an AMD graphics card. Well, I would set that to say Ethereum. All right, I'm going to specify Claymore's dual Ethereum miner. I'll leave it on automatic download so it gets the right files. And then as for pools, I'll just go ahead and set it right to Ethereum. And from there, I want to make sure that my profit profile is set to my AMD profit profile, not my NVIDIA profit profile. And then same thing here over on command line, we're going to put in the parameters. But now remember, we changed it from CC Miner over to Claymore's dual miner. So once again, got to do the research, okay? Come over here, check out the GitHub for Claymore. And we have right here a command -di and the number of the graphics card that you want to use. So this is a little bit different command, okay? So we're going to put that here, -di space. And if you're only dealing with 2 graphics cards, you're going to have one, which is on device 0, and you're going to have the other card, which should be on device 1. And that's what we're going to set here. Click on OK. And then all you got to do is click on start for each one, and they will be mining those coins independently of one another. I'll leave links down in the description for a few of these popular mining engines and their command line options so that you can read this for yourself. I have here CC Miner, SG Miner, Claymore, and DSTM, okay? And all of them have slightly different command line options. So in the case of DSTM, it's --dev space and the number. And then in the case of SG Miner, it's -d space and the number. So SG and CC are the same command lines. It's just Claymore and DSTM you got to watch out for. And of course, for all of the others, you're going to have to do your own research there. But that's pretty much how you would configure 2 separate miners to mine independently of one another. Well guys, that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you think of these features down in the comments below. I'd be curious to hear what you thought. Also, if this was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Be sure to hit subscribe and ding the bell so you get future updates, and come join us on the Discord server. There's a link in the description. We got a lot of great people there who are sharing tips, ideas, and talking crypto. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Thanks, and God bless.